right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Friday, October 22nd, finishing up another great week here at the Wine Watch. And we got a few tastings for you next week. And then we're going to be winding things down just a little bit here. Not much going on the month of November, but we do have a Madeira tasting on the 10th of November. We got our big champagne tasting. And we've got my friend Filippo from Castello Romatorio coming in the week of Thanksgiving, which we really do stuff that week because a lot of people are traveling and out of town. And then the Vintage Port tasting coming up December 3rd. And then we're pretty much going to be tied to our desk here at the Wine Watch. We'll be here 24 hours a day if you need us for the 24-hour wine store in the month of December. But we got a lot of those little gift boxes we'll be putting out. But now it's time for what I drank yesterday. And we had a pretty good day in the store yesterday. We had a couple people stop by. We had the folks from Rombauer stop in. Jeff Papa, I haven't seen him for a while. And the 2008 Rombauer Carnero Chardonnay. Pretty much that typical fresh buttered popcorn, rich tropical style California Chardonnay that the folks at Rombauer have been making for years. They really are kind of, if you had this buttery textbook California rich Chardonnay, the Rombauer is the poster child for that. And this wine had some lovely vanilla bean spice, fresh butter toast on the nose, fresh movie popcorn butter also, and really ripe and delicious tropical fruit on the palate with a good amount of that butteriness coming through on the finish. Very rich and somewhat oaky style of Chardonnay, but still balanced. Really nice if you like that kind of thing. Rombauer Merlot, wow, man, wonderful, seductive fruit here on the nose. Ripe, jammy, red plum, black cherry liqueur, decadent, spiced oak, chocolatey, forward. These wines are very rich, but still at the same time balanced. I love Rombauer's wines. You know, they may be a little bit over the top, but they still have balance to them. Like this wine had this lovely black cherry liqueur-like fruit on the palate, and Merlot more in the front of your mouth than the back, but still had a nice amount of finish to it. Dark chocolate spice and toasty oak coming in there, very nicely balanced. One of the best Merlots that I've had this year, especially at that price, $32. Next up, the Cabernet Sauvignon. Hey, this is Napa Valley. This is what Napa Valley's known for, folks. Cabernet. And this Rombauer Cab was kicking it with cassis, black cherry, currant fruit, blackberry, blueberry even notes there. Toasty oak, spice, very decadent. A lot of this wine comes from Stice Lane Vineyard, which is located just at the bottom of St. Helena. And this vineyard used to sell the wine to BV, and they used to make tapestry out of this wine. Lovely dark cherry and espresso notes and dark spicy notes on the finish here also. A bit tannic right now, but this wine should come around nicely. A long finish there. These 06s, some of them are a little bit tannic. And then we had the Diamond Selection 04. This is from High Ranch Vineyard, located on Bennett Lane, just below Mount St. Helena. And lovely black cherry, sweet tobacco spice here, toasty oak, light smoke in this, a little espresso, dark cocoa notes, big and chewy on the tongue. Man, this wine had some firm tannins, leaving your mouth a little bit dry. But you could tell it had it all, it just needed a little bit of time. Big Napa Valley Cab, a little bit mouth puckering at the moment. And then the Zinfandel from California. You know how I feel about Zinfandel. All right, they used to make a great one called El Dorado, but this is different fruit and really light and somewhat sweet. I'm not a crazy fan of this style of Zinfandel. All right, and then another small company that's bringing in some nice California wines. Peter Franus. I can't tell you how many little guys there are in the state, just people that have worked for other large companies and somewhat disenchanted with the what goes on there, pushing of the big brands. And there is a plethora of great small companies here in the state of Florida. And these guys represent Peter Franus Winery, and he buys most of it, or all of his fruit. He just kind of a virtual winery, but makes some pretty good wines. The Sauvignon Blanc had a light bouquet of white grapefruit, citrus, lime, and aromas of stone-like minerality, fresh and zesty on the tongue with lovely focused acidity, and a nice core of fruit with tongue-tingly acidity. Really nice little Sauvignon Blanc. Then we had the red wine from them, which is a blend of Cabernet Merlot and Cabernet Franc, the traditional Bordeaux varietals. Lovely black cherry, little black pepper spice on the nose there, hints of fresh earth and cassis berries, and then lovely sweet tobacco spice there. Kind of on the earthy side this wine was, but had good balance and lovely kind of cigar box spice notes on the finish. And then the Cabernet Sauvignon Napa. And this wine is a blend of Truchard and Stewart Vineyard fruit, and then nice amount of black fruit here, black earth rather, here on the nose as well. These are wines kind of on the earthy side, and a little bit of black pepper spice there as well, a little smoke and tobacco, big and chewy on the palate, again with that fresh earth coming through on the finish. But a nicely balanced Napa Cabernet, maybe just a little hefty, $51 in the price category. The Zinfandel Brandlin Vineyard Mount Veeder, It's kind of nice. Had some lovely soy notes, black spices, sweet tobacco, blackberry liqueur. But again, kind of leaves you a little bit dry on the finish. Not a really well-balanced wine to me, and a little bit hefty on the price. Next up, we had Anthony in with some Bruno Colin wines. This is a winery that we've been rocking with because we had some great prices on the 07 vintage Chassagne from them. Well, hey, the 08s are here, and hey, they're not giving them away, so they're going to be a little tough to sell at $67 a bottle. We were selling them at under $40. And hey, this 08 is a pretty good vintage too. Pretty forward and fleshy. The wine's pretty showy, even though they are young. 07s may need a little time, but again, at these prices, I just don't see these wines moving off the shelf very quickly. But a great producer. Some discounted product in the market could be giving us a little bit of problem there. All right. Well, that's what I had to drink in the store yesterday. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.